What's good, people? Welcome to another episode of RNS here with the boy KWEKU'S. But you're the composer, getting straight to it. Another day, another Monday, another pod. Quakey, what you saying, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Chelsea didn't ruin my weekend, so we're here. We're moving.
Yeah, big up for you and Cucurella and all that. But we're gonna, since we're talking about Chelsea, we're talking about football. I think we should talk about, even though we tend to talk about our clubs, I think we should talk about the season and someone who's having the greatest individual season. I think Liverpool won 3-1.
Yeah,
grab the brace
against
Southampton. Is Mohamed Salah. I think right now that's 27 goals in 29 games, 17 assists, which is absolutely ridiculous numbers. I've not seen anything like it. But we thought to ourselves, what is the greatest individual season in Premier League history?
Yeah.
And so I know mine, but I'm going to ask you first. What do you think is the greatest individual
So I think
season?
To do this, we've got to look at like the contenders, right? Mm-hmm. And I think it's only right that we talk about the ones that we remember. So I've started from like 2002.
Yeah, that's fair. No one's going to talk. Sorry, Alan Shearer.
Sorry, Alan Shearer. Yeah, I know he scored bare goals in the 90s. Sorry, Andy Cole. I know he scored bare goals in the 90s, but we don't remember them. So the ones that people talk about, 02-03 Henry, he scored 24 league goals, 20 assists. Arsenal didn't win the league that year. Man United did.
Gang.
And I think that takes away from it. But a lot of people point that to that being Henry's peak and Henry's best season in the Premier League. But I personally think the season afterwards, 03-04, obviously Arsenal were invincible. Henry scored 30 league goals in that season, won the Golden Boot, and they won the league. So I personally think that that's his greatest individual season. And I think it's only right that we put who I consider the Premier League GOAT in the conversation for having one of the greatest individual seasons of all time. So that's one of the contenders for me. Next contender, someone that I think that you might have an affinity to, that Man United top right there, 07-08, Cristiano Ronaldo.
It was beautiful.
I won't go into the stats because I know you're going to talk about him a little bit later on, but one of the great seasons that we have ever seen, won the Ballon d'Or, etc., etc. One that's close to my heart, 09-10, Didier Drogba.
Underrated
season. Scored 29 league goals, got 10 assists in 32 league games. He was at AFCON for a month. Chelsea won the double, obviously winning the Premier League on the final day. He won the Golden Boot, and he scored the goal in the FA Cup final as well.
And was playing in with Anelka that season.
Yeah.
In a two. Which is crazy.
In a two. Lampard also contributed with over 20 league goals. That team was crazy. Yeah. So 09-10 Drogba. One that just pure eye test wise that blew me away was 13-14 Luis Suarez. Bear in mind he missed the beginning of the season through suspension. When's that nigga not suspended for something?
Exactly.
Scored 31 league goals and 12 assists in 33 league games.
That's ridiculous.
Granted, Liverpool didn't win anything. They came second in the league. But I think about the quality of that Liverpool team. Yeah, they had Suarez and they had Sturridge and they had Sterling and they had Gerrard and Coutinho. But that team was a poor team. And if you think about the players like John Flanagan, who Suarez almost dragged to a league title, took us to the final game of the season, obviously remember.
Henderson was in that team as well, but it's Henderson before he was screaming at people and became the captain he is.
And it was, for me, just in terms of an individual just taking it on and just putting the team on his back, I've never really seen anything like it. 13-14 Suarez, but didn't win the league. 22-23 Erling Haaland. This is a season that almost gets forgotten about because Erling Haaland makes goal scoring look normal. But I remember some of the narrative that I was pushing out there before Haaland joined. You corrected me. I said, I don't know if he can do it to a level he was doing it in Bundesliga and the Premier League. He said, KWEKU, he scores goals in the Champions League, he scores goals in Bundesliga, he scores goals in Austria, he'll score goals in the Premier League. What did he do in his very first season? 36 league goals, breaks the single season record. Man City win the treble. They win the FA Cup, they win the Champions League, they win the Premier League. He doesn't win the Ballon d'Or. Messi does because obviously he wins the World Cup. But I think that Haaland's probably very hard done by not to win Ballon d'Or this season. You can't do much more than that. Break the Premier League goal scoring record and win all the trophies. And then we fast forward to today. Mo Salah is on 27 league goals, 17 assists. Liverpool are going to win the league. They are the favourites for the Champions League as well. If he puts up these numbers or he carries on with these numbers up until the end of the season and say he gets to 20, 21 assists, 30, 31 goals, wins the Premier League, wins the Champions League, I think it was going to be very hard pushed to not say that this is the greatest individual Premier League season of all time.
Yeah, no, as a Man United fan, it pains me, but let's keep it a buck. I don't think he has to go beat Haaland's goal scoring record. I think the assist record is key because we haven't seen anyone break that since Henry back in 02-03.
Yeah. De Bruyne matched it, but didn't beat it.
But he didn't beat it. So I think that's key. I also think he has to win, like the Premier League's done, unfortunately. I think he has to win the Champions League as well.
I agree.
I think he has to do that. But if they do these things, because bear in mind the League Cup final is if they win the League Cup final. If they do these things, I don't see how I can. Because
why is it uncomfortable for you to say though? Because like with the Mo Salah conversation, we all see the greatness, we all see the numbers, we all see the trophies are going to start coming now this season. But why does it feel hard for us to say this?
And I think the reason is because one, we have eyes, and two, I don't think these players are. I don't think, because really and truly, out of all those seasons you just gave us, there's kind of a winner here.
Yeah,
and the winner is Cristiano Ronaldo, in my opinion.
I agree.
But the winner is Cristiano Ronaldo is because of the player he was then, and he was officially the best player in the world that year. However, if we take... there's a number two. I think there's a clear number two as well.
So for number one is you,
yeah,
Ronaldo.
Number one is Ronaldo. But I think there's a clear number two
What's
as
number
well.
two?
Number two is Erling Haaland. And this is what... And the reason I'm saying this is because it's uncomfortable to say because it's the same Salah situation. Yeah, they're scoring goals, but it just doesn't do it for us.
Yeah.
And it's not about, you know how we say in basketball, it's how you win these things. Because really and truly, Erling Haaland came to a league, beat the record that all these greats have never done before, did it in less games, and also won a treble. Like, how is that not
the greatest
individual season? Like, the fact that it's not, and the reason we're saying it's not is because of the way Erling Haaland plays when it comes to Manchester City. He's just there to pick up the goals and score the goals, which... Again, as a striker, scoring is the hardest thing you have to do. But because he's not doing the step overs or he's not doing this, and again, Salah doesn't do that either. Salah just gets the goals, and people might call him an output merchant, but he's doing it at the end of the day. So that's why I think
it doesn't feel right.
It doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
But with Ronaldo gave us the goals and he gave us the aesthetics. You've got to give us both. Like football fans are weird. They're so weird because really and truly it should be Erling Haaland.
Yeah.
But we're not even going to put Erling Haaland within those because he didn't give us that.
No, I know, bro. I totally agree because you're right. Like number one is Ronaldo, and I think the Ballon d'Or seals it.
If Haaland won a Ballon d'Or.
But we still wouldn't feel like that. We still
wouldn't feel like that, but it would have been a better season than Ronaldo.
People will put Suarez's season where they finished second and win a single trophy and Haaland scored more goals. People will put that Suarez season over Haaland.
For that goal at Newcastle, it was that season, innit? The goal he scored at Newcastle where he chested it down, wrapped it around.
Hat-trick against Norwich.
Both hat-tricks against Norwich. I think he scored a hat-trick at Carrow Road and at Anfield.
I just think with Haaland, yeah, you're so right. Football's a feelings thing. And when you put the feelings combined with the stats, that gives you the 07-08 Ronaldo season. And granted, 06-07, he put United on his back. He won the PFA Player of the Year. United won the league for the first time in 4 years. But he took it to the next level the following season. At 07-08, he was the best player in the world, in the best team in the world, won the Premier League, won the Champions League, also scored in the Champions League final. I know he missed a penalty in that final, but with Haaland, didn't score a goal in the Champions League semi-final, didn't score a goal in the Champions League final, didn't score a goal in the FA Cup semi-final, didn't score a goal in the FA Cup final. People remember those things.
Yeah, he didn't know.
So I think that with Haaland, yeah, he got the output, he got the numbers, he was top goal scorer in the Champions League, top goal scorer in the Premier League, but football's a feelings thing.
People want to talk about Jack Grealish in that treble season more than Erling Haaland.
Exactly, bro.
Which is insanity. But
it's another topic for another day.
But it's crazy. It's about how you do it. Like, really and truly, it should be Erling Haaland. But I think so. That's why Salah, regardless of what he does, even if he breaks the assist record, even if he breaks Haaland's record, even if he wins the Champions League, no one's gonna put this down and it's sad.
I think this will be the exception. I think because of the kind of last dance narrative with Salah, because of the fact that he's out of contract, because of the fact that we are all starting to have to accept that he's one of the greatest players in Premier League history, if not the greatest, I think that people look back on this one very, very fondly. Because Liverpool good, but when you think about Liverpool, you're thinking about Mo Salah. It's not the Liverpool of like 2020 where it was Mane, it was Firmino, it was Salah, it was Robertson, it was Trent, it was Van Dijk. This is obviously a team, but there's one clear man who's dragging us to the title, and that's Mo Salah. And I think it's going to be scary, spooky, crazy, hilarious when we see Mo Salah win these trophies and I think go down as the greatest individual season in Premier League history. But we're saying Premier League history, but we also do have to add the other trophies. If he doesn't win the Champions League...
Yeah, if he doesn't win the Champions League, it's because when Ronaldo done it, as I said, Ronaldo's my 07-08, Ronaldo's my greatest individual season because not only did he win the league, he won the Champions League, he was officially the best player in the world. And out of all of those players then, maybe you could say Haaland was the best player in the world in 22-23.
I'll say Henry was the best player in the world in 03-04.
Yeah, but that's another conversation.
Okay, let's talk about the Henry 03-04 because a lot of people talk about the 02-03 season, 24 goals, 20 assists, but they didn't win the league. And I think that...
And he didn't even finish top goal scorer.
You're not.
No,
Van
Minister
Nistelrooy did. Yeah, crazy. And so let's go 0304. Invincible. And I know people are downplaying Invincibles. They drew so many games, but that's never been done. And I don't know if it will be done again in the Premier League. It's one of those records that will stand the test of time because it's hard. It's hard.
No, it will. But I feel like it's not like there's. I think what records will get broken like in your lifetime? 15 goals being conceded or Invincibles.
15 goals against Leeds, I don't even understand how that was possible. Yeah.
And I don't like, you can understand how the Invincibles was possible because they drew 12 games. Like, I feel like.
You know what's a crazy thing as well?
What?
The Invincibles was 0304. 0405, that Chelsea team got more points than the Invincibles.
I
would argue that Chelsea team was better than the
Exactly. And they conceded less goals. And they only lost one game.
Against Man City.
Like, so with the Invincibles, like, it's even though it's a crazy thing and no one's done it since, it's not that crazy.
It is crazy.
No, it's crazy, but it's not that crazy that, like, if someone does it, someone will do it, like, no one will compare the Arsenal Invincibles with the Invincible teams that do it. Because if someone's going to be invincible in this day and age, they're going to be a much better team than the Arsenal team.
Oh, yes. Yeah, in this day and age.
Yeah, in this day and age.
That's another video for another day. Go through, like, Premier League records and see which ones
will be,
because the 15 goals, Centurions, Invincibles...
Yeah. Liverpool getting 98 points and not winning the league. Like, stuff like that will just never never not happen again.
I would agree with you, to be fair. I wouldn't sit here and argue with you, but that Ronaldo season, I felt it. You know what I mean? I lived
it. It was the only time we've had the
best player in the world. And like you tune into matches.
I did there because you thought Henry was the best player in the world at 03-04 season.
But by the accolades and the hardware that he gets it at the end of it, like if I think Rodri's great, but the Ballon d'Or doesn't validate him as the best player in the world to me. Whereas that Ronaldo Ballon d'Or, it was because he was the best player in the world. He scored a goal in the Champions League final, gave you iconic moments, iconic celebrations, and it was just a continuation of what he had done this previous season. And bear in mind that it was in the midst of a three-peat. It was just so special to have that kind of caliber player in the Premier League. Like, imagine tuning in this match today and you get to see Cristiano Ronaldo.
Bro,
prime Ronaldo.
I was saying
prime Ronaldo.
It was, that's what smacks it. It wasn't even his prime. It was the start of his. It wasn't even the start of his prime. But it's like you forget the post-match. I was seeing a video of the post-match analysis of Ronaldo back in the day. I think it was his performance against Bolton, and it was Jamie Redknapp, Ray Wilkins, just in awe of the kid. And this was when he was like 21, 22, and like. This guy was 21, 22, and they're just like, he's just the best player in the world, isn't he? Like, he's just, like, he's a big lad, he's so athletic. I remember Jamie Redknapp and Ray Wilkins talking about it, and that's what we had in the Premier League.
Bro, that's why...
We don't do that with Mo Salah.
And that's why...
With Mo Salah, it's a debate.
It's a debate. And for Mo Salah, we almost have to justify his greatness. Whereas Ronaldo, the greatness was the greatness, and we all saw it.
That? Because we have eyes. Because we have eyes.
Eyes, bro. You watch football with your eyes.
Yeah.
And Ronaldo is Cristiano Ronaldo. Like there will never be a point where I'd say Mo Salah was better than Ronaldo or anything. Not a single thing on a football pitch.
And Mo Salah's floor is gazy. Ronaldo's floor isn't gazy. Like Ronaldo's had bad games. He was
like Ronaldo came back to the Premier League when he was nearly 40 and still put like 18 league goals on our head top. Like he's just that guy.
That.
So let's rank them then real quick. So Ronaldo number 1 for both of us.
Yeah.
Number 2 out of Henry 03-04, Drogba 09-10, Suarez 13-14, Haaland 22-23. Obviously, we don't put Salah in yet because also Salah's first season doesn't get talked about enough.
No, it doesn't.
But they finished fourth though.
They finished 4th, and he came in January, right?
No, he came in the summer. He matched the goal scoring record.
31. Yes, he did.
He matched the goal
yes, he did.
Mo Salah. Let's have a quick look at those numbers real quick.
He's got 31 that season, didn't he?
I think he got more than that, bro.
No, because the goal scoring record was 31 them times.
Let's have a look. Mo Salah, he got 32. 32 in his first season.
Who, Salah?
Yeah, 32 and 36.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Suarez. No, yeah, Salah.
Yeah, 32, 36. 32 and 36. I think he...
Wait, so he beat the record?
I think he matched the record.
No, but the record was Cristiano Ronaldo's 31.
No, it wasn't.
It was a 32.
Cristiano Ronaldo's was 31
in 07
for a 38-game season.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he came and matched... I think Alan Shearer got his record when the Premier League season was 40.
The 32.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he got 32 and 36 in his first Premier League season. Got 11 goals in the Champions League in 15 games in his first season. That's why Salah's greatness is like, we have to give him his flowers.
Yeah,
you have to give him his flowers. Because in his first season in the Premier League, which was 8 years ago, 32 and 36, in his 8th or 9th season in the Premier League, he's got 27 and 29 right now with 17 assists. We have to give him his flowers, bro.
Ridiculous.
And by the end of the season...
He's already on like 200 and something goals for Liverpool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it was like 240 something the other day.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, because United's all-time goal scorer was Rooney, and to beat Bobby Charlton's record, Rooney had to get 252.
Yeah.
And that took majority of Rooney's career. Mo Salah's like 240 something in like 8 years. Like it's insane.
It's just putting up those numbers, and he wants it as well. So okay, Ronaldo top. Who's second?
I don't want to say it, but for me it might be Erling Haaland. You know.
Okay.
For me, it might be Erling Haaland. I think the fact that you win a treble in your debut season, you beat the Premier League record, and not only the 38 game season record, the 42 game or however many games the Premier League used to have, like you beat that record too. You do that in your first season. You come in with everyone questioning, "Oh, Premier League's not as hard as the Bundesliga. You're not going to be doing this," and you just crash it on everyone's head top. Only do you win the league, you win the treble as well.
Yeah.
Like if you won the Ballon d'Or, it would probably be a better season than Ronaldo's. Even though I'm not saying he's better than Ronaldo,
But he should have won the Ballon d'Or. Yeah, and he should have capped off the incredible first.
exactly. So I think that has to be said.
Ronaldo, then Haaland. So the other three we got to pick from are Suarez, Drogba, Henry.
I think the Drogba one's really underrated.
It's underrated, but unfortunately, it's. See, for me, I would have Drogba third. I would have Drogba third. I'd have Henry fourth, and I'd have Suarez fifth.
Yeah, I think the Drogba one's underrated because of the context. I think one, you guys played a 4-2-1. You played a diamond.
Yeah.
So you're playing with two strikers.
Yeah.
One, so you got to share the goals.
Yeah.
He still scored 29. He missed a month of AFCON.
Yeah.
Like, and bear in mind that was the season where United were going for their fourth in a row, and you guys just took it to the last game of the season and done it. And
didn't win PFA Player of the Year,
which is insane. He's only won PFA. He never won PFA Player of the Month.
Yeah. Is it a colour thing?
Is it a colour thing? Is it a colour thing? Like,
do you know what it is? I think that, in fairness, PFA stupidly is voted for before the end of the season.
Yeah.
Remember, Drogba scored a hat trick on the last game of the season to win the Golden Boot. So like, and say he did score a hat trick, and then Man United won the league, and Rooney got the Golden Boot because Rooney won PFA Player of the Year that year. So
but the context of Rooney, though.
Yeah.
The context. I think I can see why Rooney won because that was a season Ronaldo and Tevez.
And they wanted to give it to Wayne Rooney.
And they wanted to give it to Wayne Rooney. And that was a season where Rooney had his best goal scoring tally for United at the time. Rooney was playing up front. We were like, what's Rooney going to be like without these?
So that's why I can understand why they gave it
to him.
But like if you look at it at the end of the season where the guy scored a goal, Chelsea won the first double in their history, scored a goal in the FA Cup final, scored the most league goals.
Was it the first double in your history?
Yeah, first double in our history. Only double in our history.
Really?
Yeah, only double in our history. Think about the years we won title. So we won the title in 1955, 04, 05, 05, 06.
Yeah, you know, yeah, true.
Yeah. So we won like the league and the Carabao Cup or the Carling Cup, but
no, but actual domestic, crazy.
That's the only one. Carlo Ancelotti, first season in Chelsea. So I think we agree with this. Ronaldo top, Haaland second. I'll put Drogba third.
It's crazy to put Drogba over Henry in Invincibles, but I don't know, man. Them 12 draws, bro. Like, them 12 draws. You can't draw 12 games.
You want to put Henry above Drogba? That's what you want to do.
No, I don't. You know me with my agenda against Thierry.
All right, so Drogba, Henry, and then Suarez.
Yeah.
The Suarez season was crazy.
So I think all of the seasons were crazy. All of them were crazy, but I'm just thinking of context. Like, I think it's crazy that Drogba scored 29 goals, missed a month out of football.
10 assists.
Done it, 10 assists.
Only one of his goals were penalties, and that was in the last game of the season.
And then done it in playing in a partnership, in a strike partnership with Nicolas Anelka. Yeah. Because Anelka scored...
He scored a few, but not that many.
But Lampard scored 20 as well. Like, you man were just...
crashing.
I remember crashing it on teams constantly.
Yeah. All right, let us know what you think in the comments, though, in terms of the greatest individual seasons. I know this one creates debate, but... It's what you like, isn't it?
Yeah.
But ultimately, I think that if you don't put Cristiano Ronaldo, you're a bit crazy because we saw the greatest player in the world playing in our league, and I don't think we've seen that since.
Or ever with Henry.
Or ever. All right, Tony. This is the one that I wanted to get into. This is what I want to get into. It's the international break coming up. Thomas Tuchel's about to name his first international squad as England manager. You know I love Tommy T.
Yeah, that's right.
That's my guy. He came into Chelsea and he changed our life for 18 months, 2 years. Led us to a Champions League, got to an FA Cup final. Shouldn't have been sacked, but it is what it is. But he's German.
Just put it out there.
He's German, mate. He's German.
What are you trying to say, Quake?
He's going to be the England manager. And I think that we are well placed to do this because no one can accuse us of being xenophobic. We're black.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it's
We're
true.
black. But I support Ghana and I support England. I know there's a lot of people who say they don't, but I do. I always have. Ghana and England. And when I think about international football, you say it best, Tony. You say international football is about doing your top button up,
singing the bloody national anthem, mate.
and getting on with it.
And getting on with it. That's what you do. There's no tactics involved. You don't have time to implement tactics. You don't have time to have a playing style. You just get your best 11 out there and fight for the bloody badge.
Exactly. Everyone fighting for the same cause. And so I understand England's scrap and their scramble to go and find the best in class after Gareth Southgate. But I do think it's footballing sacrilege to go and get a manager who's from the country of your biggest rivals.
Yeah.
I think that is a big football no-no. And you can call me xenophobic if you want, but that's just what football is. The lifeblood of football is tribalism. And there's a reason why there's not been a single nation that has won the World Cup with a foreign manager. It's of what you say, do your top button up,
Sing the bloody national anthem.
and get on with it.
Get on with it.
And so for England to go out and get a German manager just screams desperation.
Yeah.
It screams absolute desperation. Would you want a Ghanaian to ever manage Nigeria?
I would rather die. But
Even if I guaranteed you'd win the next AFCON, would you want it?
no.
No.
Which is insane.
Bro,
but
same as me. I would never take a Nigerian to manage Ghana. Go to Germany and go and try and flog Eddie Howe. They will laugh you out of Berlin.
Do you know what I mean?
They will laugh you out of the Bergkamp, bro.
Get Harry Redknapp to manage Jamal Musiala. Like, I'm not saying he's not capable of doing it, but it's just something you don't do. You don't see Brazil going to Argentina saying we need an Argentinian manager, or Argentina saying, oh, we need a Brazilian manager. It just, and you know what? This is the thing with England, because England and foreign managers have, like, it's not like we've not had foreign managers. We had Capello, we had Sven. We love Sven.
Yeah.
We used to even sing a song even though he's from Sweden. Like we had that instilled in us, but we didn't care because we've never had beef with Sweden. I like some of IKEA's stuff. Do you know what I mean? We like ABBA. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
we don't have any beef with Sweden whatsoever. Italian as well. I do like pasta. Do you know what I mean? But Germany, because not only with Germany, yeah, is that obviously you can talk about the world wars, you can talk about,
and that's one thing that's important. There is xenophobia that runs through the England fan base, and we hear the songs, but this is not one of those occasions.
Yeah, no, this isn't. And Germany's not only just our, like, I don't want to say war rival, but you know, it's not like we've been to war with them, but it's a football rivalry too.
It's nemesis, bro. You're into anime. You know where you see them niggas have that nemesis, like this is our rival, bro.
This is our football rival. Like, you could talk about that night in, was it Berlin that we beat them 5-1?
Coming with Berlin or Munich.
Munich, yeah, one of the two. Exactly. We don't even care. We don't even care. But that's the point, bro. Like, that's one of England's greatest ever victories. What Euro '96? We hosted a tournament. Who did we go out to? West Germany, bro.
Yeah.
And they ruined the great. Listen, I wasn't born in Euro '96, but I've heard the stories and what people told me, that was the greatest summer ever.
Great summer
and
ever.
I think, I'm not saying if we cool, we have beef with Argentina because of '98 World Cup, stuff like that.
Falklands.
Simeone, Falklands. Yeah, there's that. There's that. I forgot about that one. But with Germany, it just hits different.
Bro,
you just can't do it.
They are our biggest rivals. The same way that Argentina say that Brazil are their biggest rivals. Germany are our
countries
biggest
have big rivals, not
Yeah.
only just like footballing wise, but countries have big rivalries, like footballing wise and also politically.
Bro, like Ghana doesn't share a border with Nigeria, but we are each other's. It's just, you can't even explain it sometimes.
Yeah.
With the England-Germany one, you can. 2 world wars. But like, there is sometimes...
2 World Wars and 1 World Cup.
Yeah, you said it on me. Get him. But yeah, I don't like it, man. And why I don't like it is because you gave him a 2-year contract. So you're basically saying to him, win us the World Cup. Your contract expires after the World Cup. I don't think that's a great premise for any manager to go into any tournament with. Like, it's not just any tournament, it's a tournament in a different continent. If it was in Europe, you'd say maybe, but going to try and win this World Cup that's going to be in Mexico, in America, in Canada, with a group of players that you're going to have to try and get used to within a couple of years, I think it's such a dangerous precedent to set. And I look at the narrative and the media coverage of it already. They're saying that they've got a problem with him working from home.
He's in Germany. He's picking players from Germany. We don't even like that. That's what's like. We're picking problems of him working from home, bro.
People finding problems that
he's not going to enough Premier League games because he's in Germany. Oh, where is he again? He's in Germany. Like, we're already having issues before he's even put on he's not going to sing the national anthem. Like, we already have issues with it. And that, maybe, if you want to put it down to xenophobia, fair enough. But taking all the xenophobia out of something, there's just some things you don't do in football, bro.
You don't do it,
There's
man.
just some things you just don't do.
It's a big no-no.
Like, it's a massive no-no. And
massive.
like, even if a Scottish man was England manager, you might maybe have the beef, but we can hold that. We don't have... Scotland hate us more than we hate them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't think an England man to manage Scotland. I think that will be a bit more peak.
Yeah.
But I saw, hey, Jack Charlton gave Ireland their best ever run ever, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like,
bro, like, has an Englishman ever won the Premier League? Nah.
No.
Like, how many Scots? You got Kenny Dalglish, you got Alex Ferguson.
that's the two.
That's the two.
Yeah.
And an English person hasn't won the Premier League. Like, you've had more Italians than anything win the Premier League, which is crazy. And so, like, I understand that the pool of talented managers in this country is narrow, and I can understand why if you're faced with the proposition of a Thomas Tuchel versus Eddie Howe, you want to go for the better manager. But it's international football. It's not about having the best manager. Bro, let's go through the last 3 or 4 World Cups with their winning managers. And
Can we even name the managers, let alone?
So 2022, Scaloni. Not a world-class manager. Just from that country, doesn't talk about it up, sang national anthem.
And it meant more, bro.
And it meant more, got on with it. 2018, who won 2018?
What's his face?
No.
Didier Deschamps.
Yeah, France won 2018. Deschamps. By no estimate is he a world-class manager. Is he going to get a top club job if he leaves
Nope.
France? No, he's not. 2014, Germany. I haven't seen Whack Him Love since. You know what I
Well,
mean?
that's what a nigga will scratch his ass. We ain't seen him ever again,
I
bro.
haven't seen him again. 2010, Del Bosco is a top manager, but again, it's not a top club manager.
Yeah.
But he's from the country. He knows what it means. He won them the World Cup. In 2006, Marcello Lippi, yeah, good manager, but probably passed it. Wasn't like that coveted, and he won the World Cup for his country. 2002, Scolari. I saw him at Chelsea.
Yeah, exactly. You saw him at Chelsea.
I saw him at Chelsea.
So you can
I can
say
tell
it,
you
bro.
firsthand that he's not a great club manager. Gareth Southgate was not a great club manager, but he's England's greatest ever manager, barring Alf Ramsey, because he got what it meant to play for England and also to manage England.
And he brought what he done at the end of the day was he brought togetherness back in England. He made people want to play for England again. I'm not saying Thomas Tuchel can't do that, but
It won't feel good, Tony.
it won't feel one. It won't feel good. Two, England are not in a position yet. Like, fair enough, if England had the best team in the world and we just need someone competent to just get us over the line, I get where the FA are coming from. But we are not in that position, okay? Like, and do you know what? One of the best revealing things was one time we were doing a show with Emil Heskey, right? And we were talking about the golden generation. And I was asking him, I was like, why do you, man, think like the golden generation flopped? But he went, Tony, look at France's team then.
Yeah.
Like, France wouldn't call that year their golden generation because France have had better squads since. But France had crazy players. We've got to realise as good as England players are, and I like some of Jude Bellingham's songs, but we have Jude Bellingham crashing it out in Real Madrid right now. Yeah, we have Harry Kane doing it in thingy. But Spain is still better than us.
Yeah.
France is still a better team than us.
Yeah.
Germany could probably slap us. That's 3 teams just off the top of my head.
Yeah,
like,
but I do think that has to change. That has to change mentality, because Jude is one of the best players in the world.
I'm not saying we have great individual players. We've always had great individual players.
Yeah.
But as a team, we're not
What
just
is
a man.
it? What is it?
I personally think.
The weather.
No. Imagine. I personally think it's that we don't have in this country just a direct style of play.
Yeah.
I think Spain, like, I use this story, even though it's a rubbish story, but when I was in Italy in like 2012, right, I remember playing football against these Spanish people.
Yeah.
And the way they were just passing the ball, like, everyone learns football differently, but the way they were passing the ball, like, I'm not sure if them niggas played football together.
Yeah.
But, like, we didn't pass the ball like that. We just played long, fast ball, get it up there, get it on your head.
So do you reckon we should return to that then?
No, but England need to have a style of play in which it's just embedded within every single person growing up in England, but we don't have that. Like with Italy, you can say it's the Catenaccio.
We do. Do you know what it is? Do you know where I noticed it? Do you know where I noticed it?
Yeah.
When it gets the last minute games, and your team needs a goal, the fans are like, just get in the box.
Get in the box.
That's the default.
Yeah.
That's the default.
Yeah.
So that is.
But we're getting away with that because we're trying to play football.
Yeah, we're trying to get away from that. But maybe we need to return.
So
to
give
that.
it Sam Allardyce, man.
I'm telling you, bro. Like, if they'd given it to Harry Redknapp, I think we could have won a cheeky tournament. Those are the kind of managers that win you tournaments. Yeah. It's not the world class. Like, this is an incredible. Like, it's those type of managers that get what it means to be from that place.
Country and just
I'm
do
telling
it for
you,
England.
bro. Like, if we got Harry Redknapp, well, we should have got Harry Redknapp. When I think after the stint at Spurs, where he got Spurs to play in the Champions League and stuff, we got Harry in at that point.
The Euro 2012.
Yeah, like that era. I think we could have been decent. I think he could have taken us to I don't know, deep in competitions, because I look at Scaloni as the Argentina manager. He's got no credentials, bro. He's got no credentials. He just understands what it means to be Argentinian.
And that's all it is. You've just got to understand, like, you know what? I'm representing my country. We're the best 11 people in our country. Let's just do this and see what happens.
So Tommy T, the name is first squad. Any surprises in there? Any names that you want to see in there?
People are talking about Wanyeri and stuff like that. I would like to see. I'd like to see him play for Nigeria personally, but that's not going to happen. It depends because we don't know what formation Tommy T is going to play.
Yeah,
is he going to play 3 at the back? Is he going to play 4?
Should not.
We got to a World Cup semis with 3 at the back. We got to the Euros. We didn't play 3 at the back. No, we didn't. But we got to a World Cup semis and 3 at the back.
He played 3 at the back in some games at the Euros.
Yeah, so like,
yeah.
We are capable of it, but because England have an array of talent right now, it's trying to fit this talent within. That's the hard thing because we can talk about. I know Cole Palmer's kind of out of form at the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, where's he gonna fit, or Saka, or this and that? Who's gonna play on the left? Right now, we don't really have that many great left wing options, unless you want to bring Rashford or Anthony Gordon. Like,
there needs to be a referendum. Maybe we can do that on one of the pods, referendum, because Anthony Gordon's a player that I still to this day I'm not too sure about. But when I'm looking at the state of football right now, there ain't many better left wingers that are English than Anthony Gordon. I'm being honest. I think he might have to start. Yeah. I think he might have to start. He's playing for a Newcastle team that are decent. He's one of their best players. Gets you numbers, runs in behind. Maybe like, obviously in football, pretty privilege is a thing, and he ain't the most aesthetically pleasing footballer, but he does the job, mate. You might have to stick
he's not cute, but you know.
He's not cute.
He's not cute, but he gets the job done.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens, bro. I'm interested to see the narrative. We work in the media. We know what the media do. Thomas Tuchel steps out of line.
Right, well, this is the thing. I guarantee you, the first game, we're gonna have to question: is he gonna sing that?
What? Like, we just don't need.
We don't need that, but it's gonna happen.
Like part of the beauty of the England team, like the pounds of camera to Gareth Southgate, he's spelling out national.
Niggas were wearing waistcoats in the summer, blood, because we loved this, brother.
2018 was
I saw Atomic Kitten, bro. I like some of Atomic Kitten side. What do they know about the Euros, bro?
Bro, 2018 was one of the greatest years of all time.
Oh,
bro.
it was great summer, bro.
Love Island was incredible. The weather was amazing. And Gareth Southgate had us all believing.
He had us all believing, and that's the thing because watching England has been boring over the years. We've had pundits come out, English pundits come out and say like we hate the international break because watching England's been boring. And don't get it twisted, Dre and South, like I'm not even gassing about Southgate's qualifiers were boring too. Nations League is kind of boring, but every 2 years,
bro,
football's coming home again. People wearing waistcoats. Sweet Caroline was popping again.
Man, like
Southgate gave us something, and he got United out of it.
Fire. Oh, that was ringing out in the door.
Hey, take me back to the door, bro. But now we're getting a nigga from the door to manage us, bro.
Like,
might as well get Podolski and his kebabs in, bro.
It's just sacrilege. It shouldn't happen, but it is what it is, and I hope he does well. But I'm telling you, if we win the World Cup with him in charge, it will not feel the same.
Yeah, it definitely won't. What are we gonna do, Sir Thomas Tuchel? Like, he won't be United. Can he be United?
What, Sir Tommy T?
Can you be United?
Most Salah's got it.
No, but can you be United?
Yeah.
Do you reckon he'll be United?
I don't know if he can be United.
No, but like the royal family's German, so like.
Yeah, that's a techie one though.
That will cause the nastiest discourse this country's ever seen.
What if he gets knighted?
Yeah,
yeah.
It will cause a nasty, nasty.
There'll be protests.
Nasty discourse, bro.
Sir Thomas Tuchel. It got
a ring to it.
What, Sir TT?
Yeah, hey,
it works.
It's got a ring to it. But
it works.
Who knows, man?
Actually, talk some NFL.
Yeah, man. There's been a lot of. The NFL had a crazy Sunday where a lot of transactions were happening. Devontae Adams got cut by the Jets after him and Aaron Rodgers went on Instagram Live and be like, "I've got my boy back," and then after 6 months, he's just gone.
Never gonna work, that one. It was
of
never
course
gonna work.
It's never gonna work because people were still thinking Aaron Rodgers is like gonna be playing football, and I think he'd just retire. But Devontae Adams gone to the Rams. Quick one, good move.
Do we know what's happening with Stafford yet?
There's been rumours that Stafford might be traded.
Yeah.
I doubt they will.
Yeah.
Because I don't think the QB, unless they really think...
It's a tense situation with Stafford and the Rams because there was contract disputes last year. Managed to just figure it out. But for him, he's at a stage of his career where he's in win-now mode. And
he was in win-now mode like when they won it, and that was how many years ago?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think Stafford's going to be winning. Yeah, fair enough, they won the...
But like, to guarantee him as a Hall of Famer, like... Is he a Hall of Famer? Because some of those years in Detroit was stinky. He was putting up numbers.
He was putting up numbers, but I can put up numbers with Megatron as my wide receiver.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see about Devontae Adams. It depends on what happens with the quarterback. Because as an aging receiver, you need a quarterback who knows what they're doing. It depends on if Stafford's there or not.
And Devontae Adams wants to win. Like I remember
in
the receiver documentary done by Netflix, he was saying how much he wants to win.
Yeah.
And this is now his third team within like the space of 2 years, so,
Which is not good.
Which is not a good look. Another one that was quite surprising is Geno Smith.
Yeah.
Geno Smith has gone to the Raiders.
Yeah.
So
I'm surprised.
I'm surprised.
I'm surprised.
This could go two ways because we all think it should do Raiders. That could be a thing, and that could possibly still be a thing because
Pete Carroll had him. Pete Carroll had him at thing.
Yeah.
They say yeah.
Pete Carroll had it at Seattle,
Yeah.
so he likes Geno as a guy. However, does this mean Shador doesn't go to the Raiders anymore, or does this give a reason for Shador to go in to learn under Geno Smith?
I think. Well, Tom Brady's been talking. I think whatever happens there, Tom Brady's gonna have an influence.
Yeah, 100%.
like because
and Tom Brady has a really good relationship with Shador.
He does. He has a great relationship with. I was gonna say with Geno Smith, not really, but like he's somebody that he understands the importance of quarterback sitting for a year, and he's mentioned it so many times. He goes. He sat for a year and he had to like learn. He goes, it's important for these quarterbacks to learn rather than get thrown straight into it. So it would make sense if Geno's gone there now and Shador sits for a year to learn off of Geno, or if Geno gets injured, Shador comes in a la Brady and Drew Bledsoe back in the day. Like, I think that if Brady's influence in this quarterbacking decision, I think that he would like Shador to come in, not as a guaranteed starter, but to come and learn off of somebody. So that actually kind of makes sense with Geno. Geno's not somebody who you're going to have to pay a stupid amount of money to. He's a quarterback. He's a good quarterback to learn off of. He's good in the locker room. And so I think Shador to the Raiders is still on.
I think it's still on.
Yeah. What do you think?
I still think it's on. Unfortunately, it's just you're going into the AFC West where you've got three elite quarter. I don't want to say elite, but you've got three good quarterbacks. You've got three franchises that have their guy. Right.
You've got 4 elite coaches.
Yeah,
you've got 4 elite coaches.
And so it's a tough decision. So yeah, putting a rookie in that quarterback quarterback room is not the greatest thing to do. Yeah. But I'm so in and out of the quarterbacks having to sit kind of thing because I did believe it at first.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing niggas like Jaden Daniels taking you to an NFC Championship game. I'm seeing Houston Texans, CJ Stroud last year, the year before that, take you to win you a playoff game. Like, I'm seeing Bo Nix take us to our first playoff since we won it back in Super Bowl 50. So rookies can come in the right situation.
Yeah,
a rookie can come in and change your franchise.
Yeah,
and it's been happening recently.
It has,
but it's just this draft class.
If you look at the 2 greatest quarterbacks of all time, they're both sat.
Different era.
Mahomes is not that different. And Alex Smith is. I'll compare Alex Smith. I think Alex Smith is probably better than. I don't know. He's better than Geno. No. Comparable. Alex Smith was a good quarterback to learn off of. Good locker room guy.
Yeah,
not an elite quarterback.
But Mahomes didn't have to sit.
But I think sitting helped. I don't think so. You don't think so?
I think so. Because I watched Mahomes' first start and I was just like,
but I don't think Mahomes has a season that he has in 2018 if he doesn't sit in 2017.
I think he does.
You reckon?
Brother, his first start, I know it was week 17,
yeah.
But his first start, he torched. I remember when we won the Super Bowl the year before that, so we still had no fly zone. Yeah. So he was still going up against one of the best defenses in the league in Mile High with the altitude, and he done that. And I was just like, this is who you had sitting all this time.
Yeah.
So, and that was his first game. That was his first start. He looked comfortable as hell. Yeah. And then the next season, he goes on to win the MVP. Yeah. So I didn't think, fair enough, we can say, sitting helped him, but I don't think it did.
You don't think it did?
I don't think it did. I saw that game and I said, we are screwed. I didn't think it would be this bad, but
I think sitting does help. Because what sitting does...
I think sitting does help.
But
nowadays, you don't have to.
You don't have to, but it means you can learn. And then by the time the fan base want you in, it means that this quarterback's been fucking up so much that you're the saviour.
Put you in.
I feel like if you come in and you start straight away, and I don't know. I just think that I would prefer my quarterback to sit.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I would prefer my quarterback to sit.
It's just nowadays, because I'm seeing more and more rookies change franchises so quickly.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they have to sit. But maybe this draft class, as I said, like, we were looking at the 2022 draft class and that sucked. Yeah. But I'm not saying this draft class is going to be as bad. But
then if you start them straight away, then you could have a situation like Caleb Williams. Do you know what I mean? Where he had so much hype and he was never going to sit because of how hyped he was coming out of college.
And he was the number 1 pick.
And he was number 1 pick. Like, he was never going to sit. But he probably could have helped. It probably would have helped him sitting for a little bit because he got thrown in straight away. The Bears were an absolute mess. Obviously, change your coach, whatever. And now, like, the perception of him
is gazy.
Is a bit gazy.
Who would have thought that he would be out of that draft class the 3rd best quarterback?
Yeah. I'll definitely have Bo Nix ahead of him. Why are you smiling like
because that? It took me so. I'm glad you're saying that on the record because it took me so long to convince you about Bo Nix.
Yeah, of course.
And Jaden Daniels as well.
Jaden Daniels don't even. he's going to change lives, bro.
Yeah, he already has.
Bro, my team's in NFC East. I'm writing off the season already. We're done. Like,
That's true.
Yeah, in that division. What else happened?
Miles Garrett got the bag. Miles Garrett was like, okay, I want to leave Cleveland because I want to win. And I was like, what I don't like is that you came out with a statement.
That's the problem.
That's
the problem.
Maybe this is the football head in me because, like, and I'm not saying football is American football, I'm talking about our football.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have players coming out with statements like that. And every time a player comes out with a statement, we're like, shut up and go play football.
Yeah.
But I do like American footballers coming out and being honest.
Yeah.
But Miles Garrett, you said you want to win. And I totally get that. Cleveland's been sucking. They had a really bad year. They've got a higher pick because they've sucked. So you said you wanted to win, and I'm sure that's what your intentions were. But as soon as Cleveland threw the bag at you, you're just like, okay, cool, I will take the guaranteed. You saw that guaranteed money and said, you know what, Cleveland ain't that bad. So, like, just say, if you want your money, just say you want your money.
Yeah. I understand that. It's tough for him, right? And he's a bit of a funny character, Miles Garrett. I like him as a player, but I don't know. It's a lot of money to pay a defensive player who is, how old is he right now?
Late 20s.
Late 20s. Obviously, he keeps himself in incredible shape. But, like, he's the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. He's 29. I really like the fit of the Bills. I really would like to see him go to the Bills.
That would have been.
I think Philly could have fucked around and done something. I think Philly could have fucked around and done something and completely. I think you bring in Miles Garrett to that Philly defense, they're winning. They're winning the ship this year. Yeah. But he's got his money in Cleveland. They're a terrible franchise, stuck with a terrible contract with Deshaun Watson. We hope that this Miles Garrett contract doesn't prove to be terrible in 2 or 3 years' time. But
I don't think it will be. But I think unless Cleveland don't back up their ideas quarterback-wise, it's just going to look bad. And Miles Garrett isn't going to win anything. So
big up to Miles Garrett. He got his money.
Yeah,
and we'll see.
Listen,
we'll see.
I'll never let a nigga down to not get his money, but it is what it is.
Yeah. What else happened? Anything else?
I'm trying to think. Gino, Miles Garrett, Trey Henderson wants to move, but he hasn't moved yet. Max Crosby got his P's, but again, the Raiders. Yes, DK. Yes, that's a big one. I totally forgot. Thank you, Zach. DK Metcalf has now joined NFL Youngboy as the craziest wide receiver room I've ever seen. You've got 2 niggas that just, I think every run play, they're just going to see how many DBs they can punch.
Yeah.
But it's weird. I hope that they fight for the 14th, for the number, because they both wear number 14. I hope they fight for that number. That will be a great fight. It's a good move for Seattle. I mean, for Pittsburgh, because Pittsburgh have needed to up their offense. Najee Harris, even though Najee Harris is just wishy-washy for me, and you saw it towards the end of last season where Pittsburgh fell off a cliff, and they needed their offense to pick up, and they just weren't scoring points. So obviously, throwing DK helps. George Pickens is a good receiver. I think he's underrated, and he needs to get more receptions. However, this is the issue: is the quarterback issue.
But that's the thing. Who's going to be throwing?
Who's going to be throwing it to DK, or who's going to be throwing it to George Pickens? If you go with Russ, and this is someone who's had a Russ recently, Russ can give you moments. And
there's a ceiling.
But there's a ceiling.
In 2025.
In 2025, there's a ceiling with Russ. Now, do you go for Justin Fields, who Justin Fields looks okay?
I think Justin Fields has got incredible PR for somebody that I've not really ever seen play that much football.
Nah, he had that one. He obviously came in from Ohio State. He had that one good year. His last year at Chicago kind of upped his PR again. And then he started off with the Steelers, and the Steelers started off to a good start, and then Russell Wilson came in, rode that wave. So I feel like even if you think Justin Fields isn't your guy, you can still ride out, no homo, Justin Fields for a season and call it a day. But I don't know. I feel like getting these 2 receivers, you need
little Aaron Rodgers.
Just let that nigga go.
Let
him smoke crack in a cave in ayahuasca. Like just let him smoke ayahuasca, bro. Like because there's no point of getting Aaron Rodgers to Pittsburgh, because I don't know how it works with Mike Tomlin. Do you want to ruin the guy's legacy? Like, Aaron Rodgers was healthy this year. Yeah. People forget that. I know the Jets were a mismatch and whatever, and it was a terrible, terrible year for the Jets. But Aaron Rodgers had a good offense.
He did.
He had a good, he had people you could throw to, and he was healthy throughout the year. He just sucked. Let's be real. Let's be real. So, for someone who I used to say Aaron Rodgers over Tom Brady, because I had, eye test-wise, back in the day, both in their primes. Yeah. I don't want you to ruin your legacy, my guy, but for the past how many years, you're ruining it. You're ruining it. So, you need to, just ride off to the sunset, bro.
I'm looking at the teams in the draft, right? In terms of the draft order and their biggest needs. Tennessee, obviously, you're going to take a quarterback. You expect New York to take a quarterback. I think Shador wants to go to go to New York.
Shador and Malik Neighbours, I saw them. They were throwing with each other. That will be good, but I just don't. I like Brian Daboll as a coach.
Yeah.
I think Malik Neighbours is a sick number one receiver to have. So I think right now, while they're both on rookie contracts, if you can get enough
in that market as well, Shador in New York. Yeah. Do you think what's your thoughts on Shador? Do you reckon he, without his daddy, do you reckon he can come to the league and make a difference?
Yeah.
He said the GOAT. Zach, what do you think?
I love him, bro.
You love him?
Yeah.
Well, speak loud.
He
Why?
had the worst O-line and set the record in college football.
Cool.
For highest percentage completion.
Yeah.
But he does hold on to the ball a lot.
Yeah.
And for a nigger, his athleticism is not where like you think it would be. He's not an incredible athlete.
Yeah, but he's a pocket. He's a pro read quarterback. You wouldn't call him a dual threat.
No, you wouldn't. But that would be racist.
Yeah. I feel like he's not a dual threat, but he's like a. I didn't know he could run.
Yeah.
And that's not with every black quarterback. That's not a dual threat. Like it's the same way. Russell Wilson wasn't a dual threat, but if Russell Wilson needed to get that first down, same way Patrick Mahomes isn't a dual threat.
I'll say Russell Wilson in his early years was a dual threat.
Okay, but Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick.
Like Patrick Mahomes is one of the best, I think, the best runner on third and long situations, but we're never going to call him a dual threat quarterback. So I think that's with Shador as well. And I like Shador's poise. Like the difference between Shador and Cam Ward, I think Cam Ward's a good quarterback.
Yeah.
But Shador has more touch on his throat. You know what I mean? Like you can tell this nigga has more finesse. You can tell he's been around the game. So I feel like he can adapt to the NFL quite clearly. He just needs to be in the right franchise, and because his dad is bloody prime time, I'm sure his dad won't put him in a negative situation.
So out of all teams, he's not going number one.
I hope he doesn't go to.
Nah, so he's not going Tennessee. So Tennessee need a quarterback. Giants need a quarterback. Raiders need a quarterback at 6. Where does Shador fall to?
Either the Giants or the Raiders.
The Giants or the Raiders?
Giants or the Raiders.
So you think Giants with a third pick will pick Shador potentially? And
if Cam Ward is off the board by then, if Cam Ward's the first quarterback off the board, I think the Giants go and then get Shador. If not, I think the Raiders go and get Shador, and then he can learn under Gino. And
I like it.
Yeah, I think, that's two half decent.
I don't know. Zach liked him.
Oh, he loves Colorado, man. He loves Colorado.
Well, the story.
Yeah,
the story's great.
It's a great story.
The story's
it's
great.
a great story.
The story's great.
It's a great story, man.
The story's great. And where's Travis Hunter go?
Top 5, whoever needs him.
Don't go Cleveland.
Well, he goes to wherever needs him because I hope he plays both sides of the ball.
He can't in the NFL.
I think he can.
He can't in the NFL. He's done it his whole life.
I think he can. I've had this conversation.
I don't think a franchise pays him all that money to risk him on both sides of the ball because you're doubling the chance of you getting injured. Yeah, you play both sides of the ball.
Yeah, 100%.
So lots of money to pay for
on his rookie contract. So like he's done it in every single level. I know. And on his rookie contract, I think people will because remember
on his rookie contract. Okay, yeah, in the first season we might see it, but I think when he starts to get paid.
Well, this is the issue. So this is the issue. By the time he's eligible to get that payday, people will be like, what's his best position? Yeah. Like people want him to try out as corner, people want him to try out as wide receiver. I think he can play both because
what's he better at? He's better corner. What do you think, Zach?
He's
a better corner, but we want him to be a better receiver.
He's a seasoned corner that's like very good.
Yeah.
I feel like if he took wide receivers seriously, I think he'd be better.
Yeah. I think he could be a shutdown corner.
Yeah.
But I feel like if he's played wide receiver like properly, as Zach said, he could be a number one receiver. It's his ball skills, no homo. It's his like the way he could just get the ball out of stupid situations and like that's a trait that wide receivers don't have. I think the first wide receiver, I think the best receiver in the draft is that I call him territorial, but that territorial McMillan. Yeah. I think from Arizona, I think he's sick, and I think he will be the number one receiver of this draft. But because Travis Hunter will go top 5, I honestly feel like he's just gonna play both sides of the ball, and he's gonna go to a bummy franchise at the end of the day. Yeah. And a bummy franchise is gonna need him as much as possible. So as long as he stays healthy, I don't see why not.
Fair enough. That's a busy day in the NFL. There's not much going on in the association, so I think.
Yeah, we'll wait for that until LeBron gets healthy again.
We pray.
It's
I hate on this podcast that I've become like the anti-LeBron guy because I was telling you before, I love LeBron James.
Hey, Skip hated it too, but he made a career out of it.
Skip was hating. He was doing some crazy hating. I watched the compilation of Skip hating after Skip on First Take the day after LeBron's chips, and some
bro.
some of them are crazy.
Yeah, but some of them you got to
respect it. You got to respect the fact that he has committed to the hating and he's never going to stop.
Yeah.
He's not even on TV anymore. He just does it on his own YouTube channel and he's still hating. And that's it for another episode of RNS. Let us know down in the comments what you thought about what we talked about. Let us know if you think Mo Salah is going to have the greatest individual season of all time. Let us know what you thought about the crazy day in the NFL. And also, what else do we talk about, Tony?
Tommy T.
Tommy T. Let us know if you're a xenophobe down in the comments below. Catch you next week.